is a little bit of a quote here. Okay, The Witcher creator Andrzej, sorry if I butchered that, Sapanowski, promises he will write more books. No need to fear, and unlike George R.R. Martin, whom I know personally, when I say I'll write something, I will. Crazy. Okay, but he follows it up, tries to soften it up here. And also, listen, I totally understand him, because if someone had pulled a stunt like that on me, filming a series based on my books and then getting ahead of what I intended to write, I'd also be wondering whether there's any point in writing anymore. If it's already been done right, makes no sense. It's nice when they adapt your work. That's what the author's bloody right. Did I get ahead of myself? It's nice when they adapt your work. That's the author's bloody right. But to adapt what doesn't exist yet, to exploit like that, that's just indecent.
Okay. I want y'all to go first so I can chime in.
All right, let me say this. George gave input on that final season, 2 seasons, whatever it was. Even though the books weren't finished, he was there to provide some insight and some input. So, and people have said this, and I've read it, and I just never clicked for whatever reason. But it might be the reason George hasn't finished these books is because the way they did it in the show is the way he intended to finish the book. And when he found out people didn't like that shit, he's like, oh fuck, I gotta start all over and do something different. Because he was there to consult them, and not just they didn't just come up with this shit off the top of their head. He was there. So there you go.
Justin?
Well, first, hell of a quote. Hell of a fucking quote. Yeah. Because he said, whom I know personally, which doesn't have to mean that they're friends. But when you hear that, you kind of, at least I kind of think that way. But damn, that's a shot.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Nah, like, they buddies, bro.
Nah, bro.
Yeah,
they buddies, bro.
When I say I'll write something, I will.
Bro, he's been seeing y'all talk shit, and he just probably they've been joking about it and shit like that. That's probably what that is. Gotta be, bro.
If there's a video quote, like this is something that's on video, I would love to see how he said it. That's all I'm gonna say on that. I really don't know what to say to this. Like if what J-Mac is saying is true, because I really don't know if he had input. I'm gonna take what J-Mac said at his word. There's no defending that, in my opinion. Like, how he was there.
I agree.
So if that's the truth, then that is what it is. But yeah, what I've been saying about George R.R. Martin for forever. Go finish the fucking book. Like, I understand people didn't like the show, and maybe that is what he wanted to do. But at some point in time, like, you just got to put pen to paper, and if you're going to come up with something else, fucking come up with it. There's nothing else to do. What are we talking about?
Okay. Because the quote itself is what made me feel like, oh, okay, I understand his situation. Because even if you are a part of the making of those seasons that weren't written, I still feel like he wasn't 100%. Like, whatever he told them, it's not like he was like, do this, and they did it. He probably just gave them some ideas, and they ran with something. That's how I took it. Obviously, I don't know everything, so I'm assuming based off of what y'all know, but like, we're basically like, are we trying to say it was like how Oda is with One Piece live action? Because I don't think it's like that. I just think he just there.
I would imagine it is.
See, that's crazy to me.
It's his property.
See,
you had to sign off on things.
See, but that's crazy to me, because to me that doesn't make sense. If they literally start like this quote says, I don't know how true it is, but he said that they started the live action like and just started going past what he did willy-nilly, like they did it on their own, is how I took that. Correct? If they do it on their own, then that means he's not 100% on the Oda like part what Oda was doing. Like, is that not?
It's either that or this man didn't know that George had any input, like that he was there consulting them. Like, and
we're trying to say that he doesn't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to say he doesn't know.
Okay,
maybe he didn't know that George was consulting on those final seasons. So,
him and George like this, bro. Nah.
Because like, let's put you in this fucking scenario, right? We're gonna switch everything around.
Okay.
And this is Oda and One Piece.
Okay.
And obviously this will never happen, but this is Oda and One Piece, and the live action got ahead of the manga, and they did an ending, and everybody hated it.
We can already do that. The video game. They for Wano.
That's fair. That's a general ending.
I
But
don't
yeah,
even know how people felt about that though.
I don't think
J-Mac?
people really care. I didn't care about it because I mean I know it wasn't nothing.
But
You know
y'all
what I'm saying?
cared about this one.
I feel like a video game and a show is
You're
two
right.
different.
You're right.
two
You're right.
different
You're right.
things.
I don't know. But if it was a live actions case, damn, I'm trying to think. Because honestly, damn. I think I would feel the same way J-Mac feels about the game, only because of the fact that my true love comes from the anime and the manga and not from the live action.
And that's fair. But how long have you been waiting for this manga to be finished and it's not done yet? How many times is he going to say, I'm working on it, I'm working on it, I'm working on it? And he still has 2 books to go. It's been decades, close to decades, plural.
Yeah, because if Oda stopped and we only had the live action, I'd be pissed.
Yeah, that's all fans of Game of Thrones have.
Damn, and then
That's
it's
it.
bad. Ah, man. But it's but
And okay, so, and then you got because just to make sure that you're putting everything in perspective. So they do the live action. Oda helped them with it, and it's fucking bad.
see, the word help is because I feel like we understand, but we don't fully understand. We don't know how much he truly had an effect on what was being brought to us.
You talking about Oda?
No, we're talking about your boy
George?
George.
Oh, okay.
Because if
That's
y'all
true, too. I mean, that's true.
if like I said, I could be wrong, but I'm still on the side of maybe he didn't. And hey, man, if he failed y'all up until that point, why y'all think he's just gonna fail y'all now? Have some faith in him. He ain't doing it, huh?
Some people in the comments also mentioned, like, well, if you weren't confident in the show, finish your book first, then give them the green light to do the show. Or another thing, and then I don't know if this timeline's true, but somebody in the comments also said, yeah, you could green light it, but you also had 8 years from the time season 1 started to when they caught up to your books. You had 8 years to finish your last 2 books. You couldn't write those last 2 books in those 8 years?
That's those are valid points.
So,
I mean, I don't know. I can't defend that. That's actually like the best argument you can have. Truly.
I don't know. Yeah, I truly don't believe that this is going to ever get done anymore. Like, I think if they're lucky, they get that second to last one. But definitely, I don't think they'd see a conclusion. I don't know. It's a shame. It's a shame. So, let us know your thoughts on all of that.
Also, real quick, what does he have to lose? Like, if he writes it bad, at this point, what does he have to lose?
Yeah, doesn't matter. I feel like putting something out bad is better than putting nothing.
Okay, on that point, I'm hearing y'all, but from the perspective of the artist himself, the author himself, like, you want to put the best work that you possibly want to do. He's just not ready to put out the bullshit that y'all want him to put out. Like, he's not just gonna put whatever the fuck out just because y'all want whatever the fuck. He's gonna put out what he wants to put out.
I get that, but decades?
He's not.
I get that, but
that's a long time. He
can't think of it. It ain't there yet.
That's why I fully believe now too that was his ending that happened in the show, and he said, "Oh fuck, I can't do that."
That's
possible.
do that in my books. That's very possible.
Because if you look at it in the terms of like an anime, right? And we already talked about One Piece, but an anime.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Well, that doesn't work with my thing, but there's been plenty of animes, mangas that have bad endings, and I'd rather have that fucking bad ending than that nigga never finish it.
Yeah, Hunter.
I'd rather have a bad ending, 100%.
I agree. Yeah. At least I got an answer.
It's just close. Yeah, it's closure.
It's closure. Yeah, it really is. Yep. Yeah. So I don't know. It seems like we get some George R. news every month or so, couple months. So we'll keep you updated on that, I guess.